fam! So, welcome to another Motivational Monday video. And, sorry, medyo magulo yung buhok ko ngayon. But, yeah. So, for this week's video, I will be talking about being in between. I don't really know the right term to use, but it's like being in between, like when you're happy but you also feel sad at the same time, or like when you feel like you're in a good situation at the same time it's also something bad. So I guess we could call it something like being confused about your feelings and emotions. So before I get into this video, I just want to apologize already in advance kasi sobrang maingay. Like, it's very noisy in my surroundings right now. Like, my parents are in the other room and the dogs keep barking. Pero I can still go on with the video because the noise isn't that bad naman. Like, I don't really need to compete with it. Like, medyo naririnig ko lang kasi, pero it's not that loud. But then, parang nare-record pa rin kasi ng video. So, yun, just try and zone it out also, like what I'm gonna do, and focus on my voice, or focus on me basically, so that you can pick up like what I'm talking about. So for me, like, I've experienced that, or like I know what it's like to go through that. To be more specific, or to make it a bit more clear, I'm talking about like for me, like I've had experiences wherein, like, you know, during the day, I feel happy and like I feel full of energy and full of life. But then, like at the end of the day, when I'm alone, or you know, those times of the day where I'm alone, like I feel sad. So like, I guess that's an experience of temporary happiness, or like not really being happy from your heart. So, like, I know it's a very hard and maybe even like frustrating thing to go through. But then I guess like if you ask me what's the best thing to do, or like if you want to overcome being in that situation, I feel like one effective way is really just to pray about it. Because I've read an article about like, if you're confused, talk to God. I actually still have to review that article again, so I'll just link it down below if you want to read it. For me kasi, like, whenever whenever I feel sad, or I feel really, when I have this heavy feeling in my heart, especially before going to sleep, usually I would read those articles that I come across on Facebook. So for me, reading those kinds of things really gives me a feeling of being comforted. Like, I feel, because whenever I read articles like that, I really feel like I'm understood. So that's why I like reading those things I come across. And also, one thing that really helps me is, of course, music. I am a music lover, and I think music therapy, if that's what you would call it, I think that's very effective for most people, especially when you get to find a song that really describes how you feel. You know those songs that parang sinulat talaga para sa'yo? Like, grabe, I've had experiences na nakahanap ako ng kantang ganon, and usually like on repeat na lang siya lagi. Yan yung pinapakinggan ko all the time. So parang, I guess, if you need like a sense of comfort, or the feeling of, you know, you're being understood, I guess one helpful thing is to read mga encouraging reading materials like articles. You know, I'll even link some of the articles that helped me get through down below. I'll link it all down below. But then these are like articles from Thought Catalog. So yeah, it's from Thought Catalog or mga vlogs. Vlogs so like mga blogs of people. So I guess one reason why it's helpful for me is because they're from real people. So might be able to help you too. So the articles that I read that give me comfort, I'll share it with you by linking it down in the description box. And then music, you know, find songs that really help you through. And like for me, whenever I feel very tired and you know, like I feel so uninspired, unmotivated, I have go-to songs that I find really empowering, and I guess I'll share them with you as well. They will be all in the description box. And I understand how tough it can really be because I go through it. I talk about it like it's something in my past, but I have to admit that even in the present, I still go through that kind of situation. Like, I'm happy, but when I'm alone, things are really different. There's pray or talk to God. There is reading encouraging books or articles that you find online, and then listen to music. And I think fourth one is talk about it. I know it's very common, or everyone always says talk about it and all, but I really think that's helpful. I never like bottling up everything because it eventually will just take a toll on you and it doesn't really solve anything. But I know it's like, it's also hard because you yourself is confused, so it's hard to talk about something you don't understand. Yeah, I know it's like very hard to talk about something you don't understand, but when you talk to someone you trust and you explain like, oh, I really don't understand like what I'm feeling, or I don't know how to explain this or that, maybe that person can be like your guide to understanding what's going on within you. So yeah, I really advise and encourage you to talk to someone older or to someone you find wiser than you, who has had more experience, I guess. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I think you guys get it naman. So basically what I just want to share is, if you're in a in-between situation or a 50-50 situation, or basically like, you know, yung in-explain ko sa start ng video, like if you feel like you're in a good and bad situation, like, you know, like you can, like you're in that middle, like talagang middle, like there's good, there's also bad, and you're experiencing it at the same time, kaya ka nasa gitna. So parang yung masasabi ko lang, my advice is always remember that you're not alone. Healing is not linear, okay? Healing is messy. Healing can be a lot of things. Healing can look like a lot of things and can feel like a lot of things. Kasi healing is not there's no one way to healing. It's a different way. It's not even a straight road. It's actually a zigzag road, because when you're in the healing process, you still have ups and downs, but you get healed when you know how to manage better, and when you know how to cope with hard situations better. And actually, one of the articles that I will be sharing with you guys is about self-love and how it's the best form of healing. So I actually agree. Like, when you learn how to love yourself, when you accept yourself for who you are, no one can really put you down, because knowing yourself is really the key to being confident. Knowing, accepting, and loving yourself is really the key to being confident. And when you accept your imperfections, accept your flaws, no one can ever use them against you. We are all perfectly imperfect. I really believe in that, and I hope that you guys will also.